All right, what we got here is rat rod build, Plymouth, 1936. And this is the motor that's going to be the first motor that goes in it. And this is just going to be able to get me down the road. I actually picked this up for cheap, or basically nothing. And then since then I probably got about maybe $500–600, maybe $700 including the carburetor, worth of Summit Racing stuff. I went ahead and put a mild cam in here, new water pump, new fuel pump. Always a good idea to go ahead and throw a starter on here. Nice little headers. Again, it's not the cheap stuff, but it's like they're $270 with ceramic coating. You can't beat that with a stick. New water pump, pulley system and everything. I got a couple of bolts showing up. And if you want my advice on this one, these little Demon 625 carburetors, and I think they make them in 750 now, are some really damn good carburetors. Small primaries, and then huge secondaries, vacuum controlled, electric choke. This thing's actually really good. Pick a fuel economy and your throttle response really increases too. What else? Baffles in here. I've plugged up on the back. Again, this is a 1963 283. And obviously this right here was your what do you call it, a breather hose or something like that, a breather cap where the engine can vent. 1963 was pre what they call PCV valves, positive crankcase ventilation. So I'm just going to go ahead and convert this to PCV valve, air breather on this side, and then PCV valve on this side. And of course people got the argument, which side does it go on? I personally don't think it makes a bit of difference. HEI distributor, because it works and it's trouble free. Again, little 283 that's going to go into the 1936 Plymouth. This I just picked up from Grafenwohr junkyard. That's about 400 kilometers away, about 290 miles. And what this is a Ford Explorer rear end. It's the exact same one that I put in my 1930 Model A Coupe with the V12, and it's pretty damn stout. And the way you find out whether these are lockers or not, both wheels spinning basically when you do a burnout, is just look in the door jamb, and it says D4, D2, and I think there's another code on there. Just look it up on the internet. On the driver's side door jamb under axle it'll say D4, or you can pull the tag right off the back right here. There's an L between the first and second number. The first number is the ratio, and the second number is the also ratio, and if there's an L between there, that means locker. Anyway, just Google all this stuff on the internet. Again, what's nice about these little junkyard parts, this is $45 is the standard price that the US Army has over here for parts out of the junkyard. I actually won a coffee bet off of this one. The German guy who works at the American junkyard pulled it on with a big giant forklift and said he'll be back in about 2 hours after I get the axle out. Told him, dude, you can show up in 20 minutes, and I broke out my saw and my grinder with the cutoff wheel, and basically I just cut the spring at the back, cut all the U-joints off of it, popped it out, because I'm going to clean this axle completely apart here anyway. All this will be cut off and everything. This will come off. I'll put new brake lines on it. These are going to be low carb products. I already have those ordered. And then what I'll do is I've already ordered from Speedway my 4-link rear end. I already assemble it. Basically trailing arms, panhard bar. This actually welds to the axle right here. Right here is the 700 R4 transmission. I picked up for about $110, equivalent of about 90 euros. Got everything bagged on the front. Those are my bolts. And I'm going to put the lockup converter on this one, and then bolt this one to the back of the 283. And that's going to be the initial engine that goes into the Plymouth, the 1936 Plymouth, because what I want to do first is well, actually first this one engine, and then put an LT3 crate motor from Summit Racing, the 480, 430 horsepower one, which would be more than sufficient. But again, this will be the original engine that goes in, and then I'll take this one with the transmission next year sometime, offer it on German eBay, and just sell the whole package for a little offset cost for the LS3. Let's see, what else can I show you right now? Oh, went ahead and scored the 1998 Blazer. I think it was an XL or XT or something. And these are some smoking cool seats right here. These are the ones out of the Blazer. Full lumbar support, heated seats both sides, up, down, electric. I mean, you can lay this thing all the way down. What's nice about these seats compared to European ones is that these actually they're not as hard as the European ones. So you've actually got a little softness in here. The only thing I didn't like about them is they were gray, like this one is over here. But I got my old trusty dusty shoe leather dye out and cleaned all the seats up really good last night, at least this one, and then painted them with my little dauber. And actually, look, it's completely dry. There's no residue on my hand. Really, really clean. So they're black seats right now. It actually turned out pretty damn good. And here's what it looks like. Here's the rear seat. I got that too. I think I'm going to try to actually put this in so I can flip down the back seats. So if you look on here, here's a black line that I just daubed on there. Gray, black, looks pretty damn good. And then I'll show you what this stuff looks like. This is all it is right here. It's like $2.50, leather dye, and it works pretty damn good. Made for shoes, but who the hell says you can't use it for imitation naugahyde? It took about 582 naugahydes to make these seats right here. I know some people who were actually on the anti-cruel treatment of animals, but you know, 580 little naugahydes had to die to make these seats. I know it's a sad day, but shit happens. Anyway, what we got right here is the 1930 Model A Coupe with V12. I just got through about 2 weeks ago, finished it up today, putting in the brand new Be Cool radiator because the old one sprung a leak. And I did some modifications. If you can look way, way down here, I got my little pulley down there for the wee end blower, and I got everything cleared up, so I went ahead and moved the hose up while I had it out of there, cut the bolt down there, so I got a nice clean shot for the blower to come up here now. Anyway, I didn't want to play around with it in the summertime. I noticed that was leaking last time when I made an oil change. I had a little puddle of oil, a puddle of water underneath there. It was sweet. That was it. Here's some parts that I'm bringing a guy who has an S10. He wants to do a nice conversion, and that's actually the same Blazer that I pulled the stuff out of right here. What else we got? That's it. Cruising around. It's nice and cold outside, but it's nice and warm in here. And here's the other project I got going on the side right now. All the parts have actually already showed up. I just haven't had time to do it. Tell me those rear wheels don't look kick-ass. This is a 1965 Carmen Ghia I picked up for cheap. And those are the rear wheels on. I had to do some minor little trim right here, but these are 205s on the back. Those are the original tires on the front with new tires on them, okay? And I got the little Mooney caps from Pacific Coast Carmen Ghia parts in California. But got to do a little painting. I completely redid this panel down here, welded it in. It actually looks pretty good. So I got all the side trim and everything. And I tell you what, this little sucker looks sweet on the inside. That's an original 1965 Carmen Ghia unmolested dashboard, 6 volt, and the thing runs like a top. What else we got? I think that's about it. So, cool. Pan around my garage here. Chilly outside. I think we got a little bit above freezing, but it's nice and warm in here. I got ovens cranking up about 225. Open this up and you can see the glow here. What's nice about this little oven I got is, make sure I don't use my fingernails here and close this sucker up, is I got everything closed off up here. So I put wood in this thing probably about a good 3 hours ago, and it just continued cranks up, blow a little fan. Anyway, I'll be rambling on right now, so that's basically it. So take care. This is a Plymouth 1936 Rat Rod build. I'm assembling parts, and as soon as my parts come in, be good to go. Take care.